everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about the seventh sin, the seventh deadly sin in change, and it's called mushrooming. So Virgil, I think I was maybe 18 years old when my mother told me that there was a mushroom growing in the back of my car. So I think I know how mushrooms are grown. So let's talk a little bit about mushrooming and what it means from a change management perspective. So what are we talking about when we say mushrooming?
So you may have been an inadvertent expert on mushrooming.
Yeah.
Well, mushrooming really comes from the fact that if you've ever seen mushrooms grown, you know, the old saying, you keep them in the dark and feed them a lot of crap. And that's good for mushrooms,
yes,
but it's not good for change processes.
Right.
And the sin of mushrooming is failure to communicate in meaningful ways about what's happening with the change, the expectations of the change, what people need to do to be successful. If we look at the amount of information that comes at us, and I believe in John Cotter's research, he identified during change processes less than 1%, about 0.58% of the information that people got on a daily basis in totality was about the change vision.
Wow.
Okay. Now,
less than 1%.
I don't know about you, but I get 300 to 400 emails a day. I've talked to a number of clients. They're out on the road, they're working, and they regularly get on a monthly basis between 6,000 and 10,000 emails that they're expected to respond to. That's a lot of information.
6,000 to 10,000?
Yes, per month.
So, I mean, I'm trying to do the math, and that's 300 a working day.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So, we will often believe that we'll do something like send an email message out that we have communicated in a meaningful way. Absolutely not. And by not really carefully considering how we put that communication together, what are the messages, who are the key audiences, what do they need to understand, where do they get their information that they really rely on, how can I repeat the message for them in a way that's meaningful. We're really not communicating in a way that supports our efforts for change. And that is one of the most common mistakes I see in change processes, is not communicating enough or in the right way to people that are involved.
So you've used the word meaningful 3 times. So is meaningful the cornerstone of the communication? It's not just the frequency, but it's the meaning behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, and making sure that the people that I'm communicating in a way that's going to be really resonant with the individuals who are receiving the message.
Yes. So for example, if you're in an organization, where do you really turn to get the information that you rely on? Is it just because it's on the internet, do you believe it? Because you get an email about it, do you believe it's true? Do you rely on what you hear directly from your supervisor? Do you rely more on what you hear from the company newsletter?
Right.
Is it something somebody's posted on the bulletin board? People usually differentiate between those sources of information, and we have to be smart about how we present information to people in their language and in the way that they can receive it.
To kind of piggyback on what Virgil's saying, so when we were going through the training over the last couple of days, one of the things that I was really struck by, Virgil, is the amount of time that you have devoted to creating a meaningful communication plan. And so that what people literally walk out with is not only the tools that address all of the 7 sins, but really to walk out with a meaningful communication plan about who, what, how, and how can I do this in new and different ways so that it just registers with people in a new and different way so that they really pay attention to it. So I mean, I thought that was really, really powerful.
And to answer questions like, what are the goals of the communication? How do you know you've been successful? Many people don't consider what are the desired outcomes from this communication. Do I want somebody to do something different? Do I just want them to know something?
Right.
Is there some kind of action that I expect as follow-up?
Right.
And then how do I measure that to know it's been successful?
Yeah. Well, this has been great, and so if I may, let me kind of pull some things together for everyone. So we have 7 deadly sins of change. There are complacency, there is reactivity, technocentrism, arrogance, manipulation, isolation, and mushrooming. And so if you're watching this video first, then I just want to remind you that there are 7 separate video blogs, about 4.5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes long for each one, that we just kind of go through the 7 deadly sins. What does it mean? What are the implications for us as leaders? So there will be some context there. And I'd like for you to think about just being engaged with us in a conversation about this. And so if you have some thoughts about any one of the deadly sins, just go to the blog, put in some comments, ask some questions. There will be a continuous conversation there so that we can keep this conversation alive. So first of all, thank you, Virgil. This has been great. It's been informative. It's been fun. And I'm actually leaving going, how do I then use these tools for myself? Because I want to go from where I am to this new, more productive place. And so I now literally walk out thinking I've got some great tools to be able to do that. And to be able to bring back to some of my clients. So it's going to be really exciting. So thank you.
Well, that's good. You're welcome. And if you don't have something you can do something different with, it's not a very good use of any of our time. So.
Absolutely. Great.
Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.